Good afternoon to one and all. This is Dr. Himanshu Srivastava from Government Engineering College, Bhavnagar. We are once again back with online lecture series phase 3. Today with us we have Dr. Bhavesh Rana sir. We welcome you sir on behalf of Government Engineering College, Bhavnagar.
Thank you.
Today's his topic is business letter writing. To brief about the things about the topic and all, I'll just request Ahuti ma'am to please share a few words.
Good afternoon, all, and welcome, sir, virtually, of course, at GC Bhavnagar. And thank you for being the part of this online lecture series. Dear students, as we have already mentioned about the importance of formal business letter writing, it is very, very important for us to learn the smallest details about letter writing, and let us make our learning very enjoyable with Bhavesh Rana sir. Yes, sir, please.
So once again, sir, we will call the session on. Sir is from SS Gandhi Government Engineering College, Surat. Sir, we welcome you again. This is the second time that you are on a virtual mode. You are enlightening our students, and we have created this series for the subject called Professional Communication and Ethics across the state. Whosoever is a part of a GTU, a student of GTU, this would be a beneficial session, as well as business letter writing is for all. It is not concise to only one particular semester. It is for all. So please sir, start your presentation. You just keep on telling us next, and we would keep on changing the slides. The students are on YouTube. They are watching you there. If they have any questions, we will take it at the end. I will address the question on their behalf. Yes sir.
Thank you, sir. Uh, at just outset, I just would like to express my thanks to Principal Sir, the whole team, Himanshu Sir, Ahuti Ma'am, supporting team, as well as students. I am given the opportunity to interact with the students of GEC Bhavnagar. So thank you very much. With this, before I start my presentation, I just would like to say that later writing, we feel that it's a conventional mode of communication, but so far as present era is concerned, I think it is as relevant today as it was in the past. Now, the example we can say is still in our system, whether it is government or the private, we first draft the letter, we scan it, and then we send it through the email. So again, the importance of letter writing cannot be overlooked, and definitely it's a soft skill, you can say, real life skill, and whether you go for a business or you do a job, definitely it is going to be useful to you. So some technical aspects of letter writing have to be understood here. And please, next slide, please. Yeah, this is the outline of my presentation. In today's presentation, we shall try to understand the purposes of letter. We write the letter for various purposes. We also a bit of it layout will be discussed. Then definitely parts of formal letter. Though we are aware of it, we still need to know certain minute things about these parts of the formal letter. So we shall have it in detail. Then yeah, definitely in the body of the letter, that is the main content, we need to use some expressions, formal expressions, which I'll also have a look at it. Then a very brief discussion over the principles of formal letter writing. And at the end, I would like to give some real life example from the scripts of my students where, they face problem or they commit mistakes. So this is how we are going to have the interaction. Please, next slide. Yeah. The first and foremost thing is why letter matters. Why do we write a letter in an appropriate way? Definitely, once you write a letter, it is stuck to you forever. It is a record, permanent record created by you. For that matter, any written material has this characteristic. So, as with the letters. And therefore, whenever you write a letter, it should be truthful with true information. And definitely, when you write a letter, it reflects your communication skills, your feelings, and ultimately your character. And that's why you have to be very careful about writing a letter. Next, please. Uh, Particularly those who are in semester 3 or semester 1 or semester 2 for itself, for that matter. These are the various types of letter that we normally write in our day-to-day life as well as in the professional life. Now, see, for example, we have the leave letters, thank you letters, for example, after interview during the service. Then we have a resignation letter, a request we make for different purposes. We have job application and the cover letter, deference letter. We invite someone through letter. We also provide some suggestions and advice to our colleagues, to organization. Appointment letter we have, promotion letter, appreciation letter. These are various kinds of letter on the one side. And yes, for SEM 3 students, so far as syllabus is concerned, we have business letter writing. And in business, we have the purchase process. And yeah, the purchase process starts with the inquiry. When we inquire about the price of the commodities or the goods through later, we send inquiry. Then we have reply to inquiry is the sending quotation. We provide the price or the quotation to the buyer. After everything is done, if we are comfortable with the quotation, with the price, then what we do is we place an order through a later. So it has also a kind of a format. Then if everything goes okay, then the process of purchase is almost about to over. But if it is not, then we write a complaint later. A reply to complaint later, we have the settlement or the adjustment later, where we provide an adjustment solution to the problem, to the complaint that is done by the buyer. Then we have the collection letter. Collection letter is to collect the money pending dues from the buyer. Credit letter, I think, is again important because we would like to buy some goods, some items on a credit basis. You want to pay money, but you will not pay money immediately after buying the goods. But then you promise it to pay the money after a particular period of time, maybe after a month or a two. Then apology letters. And last but very important, we normally write it to promote, to market our product, and that is the sales letter. So the letters are written in for so many purposes in a formal setup, in an organization. Next, please. Now, before we move on to the content of the letter, I think we should we should just understand the styles or the layouts of the letters. Now, I always advise my student to write in block style because it is comfortable. Everything is on the left side. But yeah, in so far as exam is concerned, the examiner may ask you to write the letter in other two styles, semi-block style and modified block style. Now, there is a bit different between these two, particularly when you begin a para, okay? You are asked to leave a two-finger space, or you can say a tab, and that falls into the semi-block style. And modified block style, yes, it is just like a semi-block style, but that particular rule of tab leaving a space is not followed. So I think you should closely observe this format particularly. But yes, in the present era, most of the people, particularly in formal communication, block style is followed. And that is what I think you should do. It is quite comfortable as a student and even in professional communication. Next, please. The first and foremost condition, the first thing always, I tell my student is your letter must look like a letter. From the considerable space, we must be able to identify from the structure itself that yes, this is a letter. So when we teachers, when we assess the answer book And when we assess particularly the letters, we see that, this structure is not visible. They distort the structure of the letter. There might be many reasons, but yes, they do that. So the first advice to my student is letter must look like a letter. Next, please. Next, please. Yeah, the parts of letter, they can be compared with the body. The upper part, which includes sender's address, receiver's address, date, greetings, can be included in the upper part of the body, which is called heading. Then definitely the main part where the heart is there is the body of the letter, the main content of the letter, for which we will be discussing in detail. And definitely the later part, the last, the ending part is called the closing part, which includes definitely a complimentary close signature as well as the postscript. Then we have the enclosures, very important part of the letter. So yeah, definitely these parts can be compared to the body of a human being. Next, please. Let us begin with the heading. Normally, when an organization writes a letter, it has its own letterhead. So they don't need to write the from address because it is already present in the heading. Like, you must have received the living certificate of the school, and you will see the heading where the all the information regarding the institute or the school is mentioned, right from its name to its address, email address, contact information, registration number. So yeah, when an organization writes a letter, definitely it has printed letterhead. Okay, so they don't need to write the from part. But yes, if you are writing the letter, then definitely you need to mention your name, designation, address, and after that we just write date. Okay, so take care. One more thing I just would like to tell you, in examinations sometimes, in sender's address or the receiver's address, normally it is observed that sometimes they do not give the name or the designation, the person who is writing a letter. What you can do is, you can imagine a designation, for example, the manager, the owner, the proprietor, the principal, okay, depending upon the institute and the organization that you have. And you cannot start directly with the organization's name. There is somebody who is writing the letter and who will receive the letter. So name or the designation is mandatory so far as these addresses are concerned. And definitely you need to take care of punctuation mark when you write. We normally ignore it, but you need to take care of these punctuation marks while writing the address part. Next, please. Dates. There are methods of writing dates. Here we have American method where month is mentioned and then the date and then the year. Whereas British method we have where date is mentioned, and again month and then year. So these are two methods you can write, but we have Indian method also. People use it nowadays, so nothing wrong in that. But yes, you can use this. So choose the appropriate method for your letter. That is important. Next, please. Now the inside address. Now inside address is something which is, you can say, to address the person who is going to receive the address, the letter. So definitely after the date is written, name of organization, individuals name, and all these things are mentioned in order. Courtesy title, very important, Dr., Mr., Mrs. And definitely if you don't know the name, you can start with the designation itself, the manager. That is safe, I think. So the inside address to be again punctuated in a proper way. Take care of this. Next, please. This is something which normally we don't use, but very important. Suppose I want to write a letter to the chemical department of Government Engineering College, Bhavnagar. Okay, so I have written the letter But in chemical department, if I want this letter to be read by a particular person, that is Professor, for example, Himanshu Srivastava, okay, then after the inside address, I may write this attention and the name of the person whom I want to read this. I want him to read this letter. Okay, so very important, particularly to direct this letter towards the person whom you want. So definitely you may use it effectively. And see the location, it is written 2 space below after receiver's address. Next, please. The salutation. So far as the modern era is concerned, in the present era, dear is formal actually. So you can, yeah, dear Mr. Gupta, dear sir. And here you can see the example is given. Most formal is dear Mr. Gupta, dear sir, dear ma'am. And then when you start writing, it becomes writing the names, then it becomes a bit informal. So choose a perfect salutation for your letter. And respected sir, I have observed many students using respected sir. I would suggest that respected can only be used when the person to whom you are writing is higher in the rank than you. So that will be more effective. Otherwise, we can go with dear, that is formal nowadays. And yes, when the gender is not clear, suppose you are writing a letter to a college and the principal, you're not clear about the gender, then you may write in oblique option, dear sir or madam, or better you write principal. Okay, so salutation should be taken care of while writing the letter. Next, please. Now the subject line, it should be very precise, still informing about the content of the letter. Okay, and the subject must tell the future reference, कौन से department में जाएगा, to which department it should be sent. Okay, normally the place is below salutation. Sometimes it is also placed above the salutation, depending upon the structure that you follow. Otherwise, it should be very precise and that is very important. Yeah. Next, please. Now let us come to the main part, the body of the letter. If you are writing the letter for the first time, definitely it is required that you must introduce yourself, who you are. If you are a company, tell something about the company. If you are a person, just tell write something about yourself in 2 or 3 lines, and then you can start. As it is the first letter, you need to introduce yourself. But if the communication goes on and it is a part of a chain of letters, then you definitely come to the main point. For example, normally in formal communication, the letter starts with the reference of the letter which you are replying actually. Okay, so reference letter number is very important to locate the letter to which you have replied. So that's why a very important part of the body of the letter, reference letter number. Yeah, you can begin with like this many expressions we have. Thank you for your letter dated so and so, regarding you write the subject matter. Then definitely I apologize for delay in replying. Thank you for your inquiry dated. So depending upon the type of letter, you can begin your letter's body. For example, as stated in your letter number so and so, okay, I wish to draw your attention to the fact. I wish to inform you that. Very simple. I wish to inform you that I refer to your letter number this, and I would like to inform you. Okay, and definitely when you write a job application, this is the sentence that you may use. Having seen your advertisement in the newspaper dated so and so, I would like to apply for the post of you want. Okay, so this is the beginning, various beginnings for various types of letter. For example, we had seen a number of types of letter. like, inquiry letter, a complaint, adjustment, credit letter. So for each letter, I think you need a different beginning. Okay. If it is in chain, then definitely you have the reference letter number, but then you need to start according to the type of letter. Next, please. Now, various expressions for various situations. For example, you can express the sense of request through these various expressions. Like, we would appreciate it if you would send this particular thing on a particular day. I would be grateful if you could. Could you please send me something? Could you please possibly tell us or let us have something? In addition, I would like to receive, okay, it would be helpful if you could send us. I'm interested in receiving or obtaining. I would appreciate your immediate attention to this matter, and please let me know what action you propose to take for C. So request, the sense of request can be expressed through these many expressions. There are more, okay, depending upon your requirement. Next, please. Again, offering help. So again, we have different expressions for them. Would you like us to do so and so? We would be happy to help you in this particular manner or matter. We are quite willing to, okay, and our company would be pleased to. So it's a sentence, or it's an expression from an organization. Okay, so this is how you can offer help. You begin with such kind of expression and can have further sentences. Next, please. Yeah, sharing a good news and sharing an unhappy piece of information. Again, so how to begin? We are pleased to announce that, or I'm delighted, or you will be pleased. That is objective sense, objective expression. You'll be pleased to learn, etc. And then we have unhappy expressions. Should be like, must not be offensive. So that's why we regret to inform you. I'm afraid it would not be possible to, or unfortunately, we cannot, or we are unable to. After careful consideration, we have decided. So these are various expressions you write before, or you merge your information with these expressions, beginning with these expressions. So this is how you format your happy, or you can say good news, as well as the unhappy information using these expressions. Next, please. Now, these are some expressions for making complaint, formal complaints. And see, I'm writing to express my dissatisfaction with, or I would like to complain about, or please note that the goods we ordered have not received or arrived yet. We regret to inform you that our order number so and so is now considerably overdue. Okay. And I would like to query the transport charge. So depending upon the type of complaint, whether it is regarding the transportation, whether it is regarding the damage of goods, or due, or not paying the payment on time, or delay in the delivery of the goods. So depending upon the situation, you may use any one of this kind of expressions. Thank you. Next, please. Apologizing, very important. So these are some expressions that we use for expressing the sense of apology. Okay, we are sorry, I regret, I would like to apologize, and please accept my apologies. So these are various expressions for apology. Next, please. As one of the letters can be related to order. Now, these are various expressions related to order letter. When you have when you receive the quotation, that is the expression, thank you for your quotation of so and so, or number so and so. We are pleased to place an order with your company for. We would like to cancel our order number. Please confirm receipt of our order. I am pleased to acknowledge receipt of your order number. Your order number will be processed as quickly as possible. So these are various expressions which are normally used in the order related expressions or order related letters. Next, please. Now here, when you write formal letters, it's very important that you must have very clear presentation of your data. So far as suppose you are writing the letter in examination, and you want to convey, you want to very specifically uh, give the data about your product, right? So I have prepared some tables for a particular letter. For example, if it is an inquiry letter, you may use a single table. Then you may, for example, if you have the order letter, then you have some table. So why is it important? Because when you mention the or when you write the information in the table, then it is quite easily visible, as well as one can locate a particular information in table very easily compared to when the data is presented in the paragraph form. So that's why figures and tables are essential part of formal letters. I would request you to open the file of the separate file, PDF file of business letter, please. Tables. I don't know whether you will be able to open it from here, but I think I have sent you a separate file, PDF file.
We'll share it, sir. We'll share it up. Just a minute.
Yeah.
And how will it be share it up? It's not visible.
Of table is actually that the data is easily traceable, as well as you can read it very clearly. So that is the basic purpose behind this tables. When you use it in the document or in the letter, I think the reader will be they will feel very convenient to trace the data.
Sir, whether this is the day?
The file, sir, PDF file.
PDF file?
Yes.
This one? Stop sharing.
So presentation in this manner, can avail you good marks, as well as, it also makes the understanding.
Yes, sir,
very
this
clear.
one?
Yeah. Yeah. Zoom the first table, sir, please. Can you zoom it a bit? Yeah. Okay, now you can see the first table is related to the inquiry letter. Now, what kind of data you would send to the seller to get your quotation, for example? Now you see here the inquiry letter, the product name, specification, and quantity. So first you introduce yourself, because it can be or it may be a first letter in the chain of business letters, purchase letters. So definitely what you can do is, after introducing yourself, you simply just put this table just to make them aware about your requirement. Okay, whereas where you can see item name, specification, and quantity. This will tell very clearly about your requirement. Second table is reply to quotation, means the seller would reply it. Now seller would only add the last particularly last column. Okay, this is for your examination purpose. You can prepare this table in exam, in answer book, and I think the things will be very will be very clear and visible very easily. Okay, so see, seller would only add the price per unit. Okay, and it will be sent to the buyer. Now, just below the table, we also have some terms and conditions. Now you can see here, terms and conditions are regarding text. For example, I can write, so far as inquiry letter is concerned, for example, अगर मैं चाहूँ तो मैं लिखूंगा, the text must be excluded from the price mentioned in the mentioned price. Then transportation cost will not be included in the provided price. Then we need warranty of 10 years and guarantee for 5 years. Then, yeah, so this kind of terms and condition can be written by the buyer while inviting the quotation, as well as these terms and conditions can be mentioned by the seller when the seller writes a letter or seller sends the quotation to the buyer. For example, from the point of view of the seller, what you can write is, yeah, from the seller, you can say tax will not be, tax means you will have to pay tax separately. Transportation cost is not included in the given price. Then the product will have 1 year guarantee and 5 years warranty. Then if you purchase more than 150 computers, then we would offer 10% discount on the next purchase. Okay. So this kind of terms and condition, various expressions, sentences you can use below the table just to make it more clear. The purchase process can be more clear. Okay, so this is about the inquiry letter and the next reply to inquiry, sending quotation. Then we have, it was gone, but it is the order letter. In order letter again, you need, yes, thank you. Order letter again, price per quoted, you need to write everything when you write a letter of order. There must not be any kind of miscommunication so far as data is concerned. So you mention everything, the product name, specification, quantity, even the quoted price by the seller and the total amount to be paid. Okay, and yes, in order itself, what we do is we write all the terms and condition while placing an order. And the most important thing is date, time, and place of delivery. Very important, because it happens sometime that if you have not mentioned the location properly, for example, I want this item to reach in room number 302, then you must mention that item should be delivered to particular room or particular department. Otherwise, there may be a problem, procedural problem in future. So yes, and you must have observed every letter starts with the reference letter number of the previous letter. So that's very important. You must always keep in mind. Please scroll down to complaint letter. Now see the table for complaint letter. You just need to add this particular table in your complaint letter. Name, quantity, damage, types of damage, and last, your expected solution as a buyer. I want to repair, I want to exchange, I want to cancel, okay, I want to return. So all these kind of options are available as you do in online shopping. So here you prepare this table just in the body of the letter, that is the complaint letter, and everything is clear in this. The data is very clear in such kind of box. So use boxes, use tables in your formal communication. That is very important. Then we have adjustment letter. Now you can see adjustment later, and yeah, it is a solution later, providing a solution to the buyer. And see the table, same things are there, but the adjustment part is our adjustment. What kind of solution are you going to provide is mentioned in the column. This, I think, such kind of presentation can uh, facilitate the process of effective communication. Because otherwise, what happens when you use such kind of data? For a particular information, and that's why I think this kind of presentation will be more effective in formal communication. Last but very important is a sales letter. Definitely, we write it for the promotion of or the marketing of our product. And how to begin? We know this is an era of communication, digital communication. Nobody would like to communicate or promote the product through letter because we have more effective medium available online, maybe through social media, through website, newspaper, magazines. So offline and online, both effective mediums are available in the market. But still, if we want to suppose if we want to market our product through sales later, then I think you should take care of the beginning. the first line, I think, would decide whether the reader or the customer will read particular letter or not. So yeah, first line may be a question like, question in the sense that, for example, can you imagine losing 10 kg weight within 15 days? Okay, such kind of question which will attract the reader to read the letter ahead. Otherwise, what happens in case of letters, it's lengthy document. Again, people are lazy enough to read such a long documents, and that's why I think sales letter are now replaced by online communication, online promoting uh, tools for marketing. So sales, but still sales letter should begin like this. Then you provide all the specification and everything, and ultimately at the end, again to attract the customer, you may have some offers, discounts, gifts, vouchers, whatever you can add. So again, I think so far as examination is concerned, I am talking from the students' perspective, because they definitely have to use this format, sales letter format. So you begin with a question or a quotation, then you tell everything about your product, its features, internal features, external features, then you have its functions, then you have some unique features. Okay, and then ultimately you end the letter with some offers. So this is how the letter is structured, sales letter is structured. Okay, so I think these are the things which can earn you good marks. And even in, I think, real life communication, I think this kind of presentation would help you to involve yourself in an effective communication. Please close this file and let's
Sir,
PowerPoint.
shall we go to the PPT again?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Please share it.
Yeah, so this was about the main part, the body of the letter. And let us go to the next slide, sir. Now, after the body of the letter, again, we have important part, that is enclosure remark, okay, as well as the, there are two types of future reference we make, future business and future contact. Some expressions are given over here, okay, just have a look at them. You look forward for future business, and you look forward for future relationship and the contact. So these two are different options, or you can say purposes, and for which you may use such kind of expressions. But you need to take care of the grammatical errors while expressing yourselves in the content of the letter. So take care of that. Next, please. Uh, I have seen my students, writing the complimentary clause in variety of ways. Some people would write only sincerely, yours sincerely, yours faithfully. Yeah, yours faithfully is quite safe. When you don't know a person particularly, you can use this expression. Sincerely, when you are aware, when the person is aware about you. And yeah, other expressions we have. And one common observations that I have for my student is, in spite of number of reminders, they commit this mistake of writing apostrophe s in yours. So yeah, it is not good. This is not correct. Yours faithfully, f is small, and yes, after the faithfully, when you write faithfully, you just end it by comma. So it will earn you a mark. Okay, so it should be written in a proper Y capital, no apostrophe s, f small, and ultimately it is followed by comma. Okay, next please. And after the complementary clause, you have to have the name and designation. Okay, and then we have enclosure, very important. The documents that we attach with the letter are to be enlisted over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. and definitely write the copy of it. You are not attaching the original ones, so you write the copy of this certificate, copy of that certificate. Now, postscript. Nowadays, we don't use it because we type it. We type our letter on computer, which are editable formats. So if we forget anything, what we do is we go back and we correct. But in previous days, when we used to write with hands, then if we forget something, we cannot add it in the content once written. So what we do is after enclosure, we add this particular content which is important and which we want to mention under the title of postscript, which is also equally important. Okay, so we write. Nowadays we don't write, but you need to keep in mind, it may happen that you sometime need to write something by hand, later with hand, and you forget something. You can use this feature postscript. Okay, if you want to mention something which you have forgotten, you have not included in the body of the letter, and you can just add it here. And definitely, the letter is of more than 1 pages. This expression PTO is to be mentioned. Yeah. Next, please. Again, a very important feature of letter writing, because see, in formal setup, letter is not actually drafted, written, prepared by a single person. Okay, so suppose in an organization, person A has prepared the letter, B has written the letter, and it is signed by some higher authority, person from a higher authority. Okay, so credit has to be given to all these people, and this is how we mention at the end of the letter. This is called reference initials. Okay, and signer, first is the signer, the higher authority, second is the writer, and third, these are initials of persons. Okay, preparer is BBR over here. So yeah, this will actually give information about the persons who are involved in or who have contributed in writing these letters. Nowadays, we don't use it, but I think this is very helpful for future reference. I think it is a permanent record, and I think we should write, or we should mark such kind of phrases in the letter for the future reference. Next, please. As I told you about the principles of letter writing, very briefly, I just would like to tell you, there is something called I attitude, we attitude, first person attitude. There is something called you attitude. So you attitude is better than I attitude. For example, see, I'm glad I can grant the credit. Authoritative tone, sense, and now you have you attitude. You would be glad to know that you would be granted this kind of credit. So see, the importance of this particular expression is when you're dealing with the customer. I think we have it's a principle that customer is a king. So there is always you attitude. You must not let them feel that the customer is not important. It should not be felt by the customer. That's why, see, this expression is appropriate in the sense that it emphasizes, it gives importance to the you customer. In the same way, you can see the second expression. We are happy to receive your request for the camp. Now see, if the person is your client, you can say thank you for your request of the camp. You is important. In the next expression, we regret that the letter did not reach to you on time. So again, you attitude, we regret you could not receive the letter on time. And last, we offer, rather we should use you may choose from. So these are first person pronouns used, and rather you should always have you attitude in the letter writing for creating the comfort zone for the client, for the customer. And at the same time, beyond that, you can see you attitude and impersonal attitude. When you have the grammar point, passive voice. Okay, this is what it is. even beyond you attitude. For example, you can write something which does not include any person. It means impersonal attitude has to be maintained. For example, you should never use such type of paper for photocopies. Suppose you have a person under you and he has or she has committed a mistake, right? And you just telling him or her, you should never use such type of papers for photocopies. Means the mistake is done by that person you're pointing out. Instead of that, you can express like, this type of paper does not work in photocopies. He has by mistake used the papers which are not visible to this machine. So you may, so this is impersonal attitude. Nobody is blamed in such kind of communication, and I think this is most effective in the formal communication, in the professional setup, to keep the person motivated. So that's why I think impersonal language, impersonal expressions are very effective in business writing, business letter writing, or rather in any kind of formal documentation. That is very important. Next, please. Second principle is clarity and conciseness. I have just given an example. Such a long expression. I am extremely sorry to point out to you that we do not have these brands in stock at present moment of time. Such a long expression. And nowadays we find people don't have time. So just simply you just express these particular expression in a very a few words. These brands are presently out of stock. Very simple. Okay, because people don't have time nowadays. And even I think if you observe your WhatsApp chat, for that matter, any chat, we avoid reading long messages. Normally, we avoid reading long messages. So the precise messages are always read with the first, means with the priority. Okay, and definitely it won't take much time and communicate the matter effectively. So instead of involving yourself in verbose, definitely you should go for very fewer words, clear, concise words, pinpoint, and only talking about the matter rather than who is involved. Who is involved? Definitely. Next, please. Yeah, this is also observed in the formal communication, particularly when you write answer in answer book. Avoid such kind of informal communication, informal expression in letter writing, and not in letter writing, but even in other forms of communication, formal communication. You must avoid these expressions. Normally, hello is also, yeah, it is not written over here, but I think hello should also be avoided in formal communication. Rather, you should begin with the sir, madam, dear sir. Yeah, that would be better. Definitely. Next, please. Some examples I have taken from a book. Now you see what is the original version and what is the revised version. How original version, or you just imagine a bit more careful, we could have avoided this 20% loss. Now see the change of attitude, and I think the person may not feel offended even though the person is involved. So such kind of version, such kind of expressions can be used, I think, for communicate your message effectively without offending the counterpart. Now see the next expression, please. We cannot grant you the leave you have asked for in your application. So it is about not granting the leave. And now see the other expression. Though it is long, but it has it has very clear have not granted the leave. It is because of some reason. When you read it, you will realize that they have given the reason. Okay, because the project has to be completed by the end of the month, the leave has not been. If you do not respond to this letter, also we do not have any option other than lodging a legal proceeding against your company. So it is about, I think sometimes when a person do not pay the due, a person or organization does not pay the due for a longer period of time, we use such kind of expression. But it can be written in other way. We hope that you will certainly uh, respond to this later, at least, so that we can uh, definitely avoid taking any legal action against your company. So it can be written in this matter that the dilution of the intensity can be done in this way. Next, please. Some example. Sometimes people feel offended with these words, and you can use such kind of word which may, I think, may be considered as more respectful than the previous one. Elderly, senior citizen, second-hand cars. Suppose if you tell a customer to buy second-hand car, no. Instead, you use resale cars. Okay, cheap goods, no. Inexpensive goods. Toilet papers, bathroom tissues. So these are some expressions which are used in the present era. High calorie food, instead you use high energy food, quite convincing to the customer. Next, please. One more important issue that I observed in my students writing is they write, abstract terms. For example, at the end of the letter, they would write, please send this quotation as soon as possible. Now, what do we mean by as soon as possible? For me, as soon as possible is right now, or for other, it may be after a month. So avoid using abstract terms and use the concrete terms, factual data, which can be quantifiable. For example, a leading company. Okay, what do we mean by leading company? You must mention the rank. Okay, we will give you substantial discount. No, mention what or how much discount would you like to give. In the same way, see, instead of writing as soon as possible, you must write the date, actually, the deadline. Okay, suppose you say, we have many clients, so no, give the numbers. It's a very big company, no, mention the turnover. Okay, so you say the majority is with us, but how many? You should mention the percentage. Okay, suppose you write, I have an excellent attendance record. Okay, no, you must write the percentage of the attendance. So in short, these examples suggest that you must be you must provide the concrete information rather than using some abstract terms or words while writing the formal document. Maybe it be a letter, or for that matter report or technical proposal. Okay, it may be anything. Use always concrete words which can be evaluated, which can be quantifiable. Next, please. Yeah, sometimes we are used to used to use some longer phrases with more words, but you can have this concise version. Sometimes we need to also keep in mind the word limit, particularly when you write a research paper, and even in letters, I think you have to be precise. So these are some expressions, alternative expressions you can use. There are many, but I have taken only a few of them. Okay, so you can use such means you can use less word to express more. So concise versions will be more effective. Just have a refer. You can just have a look at it. Okay. Next, please. Now I would request to open that Word file. Now see, Himanshu sir and I and Ahuti ma'am, we have been in this profession for last, I think, 10 to 15 years. We have been assessing answer books. And in the last national seminar at VNSGU, Surat, I presented this paper. I analyzed the letter writing skill of engineering students, actually. And in this particular paper, I also used some photographs of the scripts of my students, though I didn't name them, but I have used this. Please scroll down to the first image of the paper. Now you will see what kind of mistakes the students commit. Please scroll down to the first.
Just a minute, sir. Just a minute. Just a minute. Just a minute. Just a minute. Huh?
Yeah. So I was telling you, see, very silly mistakes you commit. The first I have observed is in the title itself. Letter writing, student ability in the spelling of. So I think the first impression is last impression. As soon as the examiner observes this, he or she must have an idea about what kind of
Zoom
things
करो.
would be there in the content. So definitely take care. Beginning is always essential, and that's why
We need to scroll down,
always
sir.
use single T. Yeah, please scroll down to the first
Scroll
image.
down. Media cells, please scroll down.
Yeah. इस फाइल में मैंने इमेजेस यूज की है सर उसमें और सर शुड आई शेयर
Sir, give us 1 minute.
या सर या
Done, done.
हाँ सर स्क्रॉल डाउन a bit sir you will see the image picture you will see the picture yeah zoom this picture first picture please yeah now you see when I told you in the beginning that your letter must look like a letter I think it hardly happens so you just take care when you write a letter particularly with hands it is quite difficult to manage so now you can see the first image the error is related to the spelling the committee and the subject line thank you sir okay done sir done subject line is copied exactly from the question I have observed number of students who just copy the subject line from the question itself in examination. So you must not do this. As we discussed, the subject line should be very precise, but still quite informative. And then in the next image, you can see the error is related to pronoun. Please scroll down a bit. Yeah, you can see the wrong pronoun is used. Okay. Sir, next image, please. Now the salutation respected is used where the counterpart is equal. Actually, counterpart is equal, but still it is used. So it is, I think, inappropriate use of the salutation. Then we have again the spelling of writing is wrong here. Next image, sir. Yeah. Now you can see the structure is reversed. Normally, we write the sender's address first, then we write date, and then the receiver's address. But you can see here, again, the subject copied from the question. Majority of the student do this. They copy the subject from the question. Scroll down, sir. Next image. Okay, sir. See capitalization, the problem of capitalization, the manager, and I think the name should be preceding the designation. So this is how it is written. Off is used unnecessarily. So this kind of very minor mistakes should be avoided by the students particularly. Please scroll down, sir. Now see your content of or rather body of the letter should be divided into some paragraph 2 or 3 paragraphs okay depending upon the content that you have for example the first paragraph may be of introduction second paragraph is actual business that you want to do the information that you provide and third is again the closing and concluding paragraph you may use so yeah single paragraph would not do in formal communication. Otherwise, the reader will have to search for a particular information in such a hodgepodge situation or content. Okay, so take care. Okay, this should not be the way of writing. Next, sir. Please scroll down, sir. This is one of the important points. Sometimes in examination, the company's name is given, but who is writing is not given. So definitely we need to add the designation before you write the company's name or organization's name. You can easily imagine a company. If it is a company, you can write the manager. If it's a school or a college principal. Shop, you can write the owner, officer, in charge officer. You can write number of designation depending upon the company or the organization that you have. So you need to take care. But you cannot write directly the company's name after two. Okay, there is some person in the company who is writing a letter, and there is some person in the company to whom we are writing a letter. So these are common mistakes you can avoid and can earn good marks in the examination. Next, sir. Just scroll a bit. Yours sincerely and yours faithfully, I have told you. Whenever, in majority of the cases, whenever students use yours sincerely, the spelling of sincerely is wrong. So take care. Better you use the comfortable word faithfully, and there is no apostrophe in S. Okay, when you write yours. Okay, sir, scroll down, please, sir. Yeah, the same mistake, complementary clause, and yeah, the student has written this letter in block style format. When you see the block style format, everything should be written on the left hand side, attached to margin. Even you are not expected to leave a other space. Okay, that we have in the beginning of the para. Okay, no. So, but this student has changed the structure itself. So I quoted this in my paper that they have some with following of, means they cannot follow the structure, even the layout they cannot follow. See, sir, if there is an image after scrolling, I think this is the end. Yeah, is about the same thing. It's a block style, but see, they have left a space before subject, before beginning of the para, before again the second para. So this is not expected. And you see, the address part is stretched to the end of the sentence. So it should be like, address. The structure should be visible. You can come to the next line. If the subject is, or sorry, if the address is too long, break it into some parts and just use the half page maximum for the line of the address. So just keep it limited to that area only. Otherwise, again, as I said, your letter would not look like later, definitely. Sir, next, please. Okay, sir, it is done, sir. These are some analysis done. Okay, so in short, see, sir, can we go back to the slide, please, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, in short, these are some errors that students commit. There are many reasons for that. For example, they are in hurry, they have not referred the document, they have not referred the notes. But ultimately, when you come to real life situation, I think you need to take care of this, because this will be practiced in any setup, any formal setup, whether it is a formal, informal, or whether it is a big organization, your business. Okay, you need this. Okay. Yeah, and now we are towards the end of the presentation. Proofreading is again important part. First, proofreading must be done by self. Then you choose some other person who is, I think, not from your field. For example, in my case, whenever I draft something, I just give it to my maths colleague to read, whether they are able to understand it or not. If they understand, I think other persons can also understand. So proofreading twice, thrice is very important. Otherwise, you may face some problem. Punctuation, spelling, grammar is inseparable part of language. So you need to take care of that. Otherwise, there can be a miscommunication as it is shown here in an example. Let's eat grandpa. So just misplacing the punctuation can change the meaning of the expression. So it is quite dangerous. Next, please. Next slide, please. And for that, I think you need practice. Practice can help you a lot. See, in language skills, for that matter, any skill, listening, speaking, reading, writing, it is the practice that will help you a lot. Sometimes I have seen that student claim in Viva that, sir, I am very comfortable at writing, but sir, I cannot speak. So can I give it to you in writing? So sometimes I give them the chance to express themselves in writing, even in Viva. But again, then I'll also point out their, mistakes that they commit. So see, practice can only help you. With your friends, better you start with your friends, and teachers are always there to guide you. Yes, sir. Next, sir. Sir, please. Yeah, this is a word that I would like to tell you. Some real life examples I have taken from the net, and these are some from some companies. And you see how expressions, the meaning of the expressions may change if you do not use the word at the right place. You can observe this. I would just only like to read the first example. It's a leave application, and see the expression. Since I have to go to my village to sell my land along with my wife, please sanction me 1 week. Now, see, the purpose is to sell the land and not the wife.
This example I also gave, so my students, older students will, they earlier students will relate. You want to sell your village as well as your land as well as your wife. Miscommunication.
Yeah, the purpose of showing this to you is right place at the right, means right word at the right place, I think will help you a lot to communicate your message effectively. Other examples are, last example is also very interesting. As my mother-in-law has expired, I am the only one responsible. Actually, I have the responsibility. Okay, so sometimes using a correct form of the verb or the word, be it noun, okay, adjective, adverb, okay, can help you a lot to express yourself in a comfortable way to the reader.
We will add one more thing that I normally say when I teach letter writing. A child writes to his or her teacher that as I am sick, kindly declare 1 day holiday. We have to say कि बेटा holiday नहीं declare करते, आपको leave लेनी है.
Appropriate word has to be used for effective communication. So next slide, please. Yeah, so ultimately, it's a formal communication and a permanent record that will be generated after you have written this. It may be used for, it may be used in favor of you as well as against you in future, maybe after 10 to 15 years. So be careful while attempting letter writing in particular, and for any kind of formal writing in general. Take care. Thank you very much for this opportunity to interact with the students. Thank you, GEC Bhavnagar. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. Before I ask Ahuti ma'am to propose vote of thanks, I would really extend my thank from the principal, Government Engineering College Bhavnagar, as well as students and all. It was really concise, crisp, and a very nice, informative session, sir. As usual, this is the second time that you have come up, and I would really like to appreciate your kind gesture also, because when we were framing the subject, you were very actively involved into this particular unit as well as the whole syllabus. So this, let me take this as a platform to thank you for that as well. You have really worked hard, sir. And this session with the practical examples showing your research paper, quoting the mistakes that normally students create, they we cannot say that it is a slip of pen. They in fact don't know, so they make mistakes. So it is our duty to correct them up. And really very informative session, sir. I would hand over the mic to Ahuti ma'am to propose vote of thanks, ma'am, please.
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sir, you have covered or rather I should say you have uncovered all the important integral components of business letter writing, even including the language expressions. Thank you so much, sir, for such a detailed and illustrative as well as interesting lecture with the presentation, illustrative presentations. And of course, sir, as you included that actual examples of the students' paper writing evaluation. And yes, for the same, also congratulations, sir, for transforming our day-to-day experience of teaching and evaluation into the systematic body of knowledge by presenting it as into the paper form. And once again, sir, on behalf of GEC Bhavnagar, we thank you for sparing your valuable time as well as becoming a contributor for this online lecture series, a valuable learning resource for our students to come for the next many years across the state of Gujarat. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you,
If at all students have any question, you drop down into the comment box, and later on, sir would be addressing them, or I will be asking to sir. For a couple of seconds, we are on, or else you can just drop down into comment box, and later on we can answer those questions to you. Once again, thank you, sir. For those students who probably, if you know the subject of PCE, that subject PCE has a syllabus letter writing, and into letter writing we have certain letters only, the second term and third semester.
Yeah.
So the third semester types of letters, sir has tried to cover all of them so that it's clear, you get a clear picture of it. So we'll call it a day, sir. If at all there are any questions, we would address it later on, and we will drop down the answers also, or we'll try to solve them into the comment box itself, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
And hopefully, anytime in future we organize phase 4, you would be there for us, sir. Thank you. Thank you.